What's going on, everybody? We did it. I managed to reconstruct my house of cards called a computer, and I seem to be back. Alright. I guess the first thing I need to do is start putting my old setup back together. I have some pieces. As you can see, I've got the important piece. Good friend Shy Guy here. I do need to make him a little bit smaller though. Put him over there. What am I looking for? I'm looking for chat. So I got that open now. That's not the button I wanted. There we go. Window capture. Dude, my fucking typing has gotten abysmal. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Yeah? No? That doesn't work? Let's try that. No? Oh. Oh, that's gonna be an issue if it needs to be on top. I lied. Now it's always on top. Except for when this is in front of it. Fantastic. Yo, what is up, real work? How's it going, my dude? I just want to say thank you so much for all the help that you have been over the past couple of months. Like I said, without you and Insane Firebat, I would not be at this point. Well, it's a different version of OBS than the one I had, because I don't remember the one that I had. It's apparently older than whatever OBS had in 2018. I'm on version 22.0.2. And yeah, it seems to be working just fine. Get rid of that. Let's get my background image. Oh, there it is. That's its default color. Let's just drop that behind. How did I do this? Oh, can I not do it in this version? Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, no, wait, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Custom color. It even has my saved custom color. My saved custom color, which is literally just default blue. Hello? Did it not do it? Do it. Do the thing. Yep. Should be blue, but it's not. Let's see here. No? You can at least see the little signature of the guy that made Shy Guy here. Yeah, I just wanted to go back with OBS because it's what I'm familiar with. I did see that Twitch itself has streaming software, which I don't think I actually knew about. How and why? This is not... So I was thinking I needed to, like, black it out and then pop it back in, but no. Filters? Effect filters? Color correction, that's what it was. Alright, so set color back to clear. Filters. Move. Color correction. Select color. Very blue. That's too blue. Help. Can I... Okay, there we go. See, that's getting too blue. I feel like right there. I need to find the happy spot for that contrast. I mean, is it exactly the same as the blue smoke? Like the same color and all of that as the one I had previously? Probably not. But it's that same GIF, and it's blue. Alright, so now I am ready to make this big. Maybe not that big. Because I'm not getting the click box from Shy Guy. I don't know why I'm getting giant borders on the side of this blue smoke GIF. Whoa, whoa. Oh boy. something might be happening. Yeah, I'm not moving the borders of my selection box. Because in OBS, when you select one of the sources, it puts a little red line around the border of whatever it is that you're messing with. It usually doesn't show on stream. But I'm getting like a full version of this instead of it. Like the source is filling the screen instead of the image filling it. Stretch. Ah! I didn't have it whatever. It's fine. Damn it, I don't have Spacer Crab. Alright, now start messing around with chat a little bit. No, that's not the Super Metroid set that I wanted. I'm looking for just regular Metroid? No. I'm not looking for just regular Metroid. Mother Brain? What the shit? I think it's not a preset. I mean, Link to the Past is a pretty good preset. Where's my... There's border. Oh yeah, I can't use scroll wheel on that. Metroid? Metroid pipes. There they are. This border does some really weird things when you change its size. At least it used to. Oh, nope, still kind of does. Yeah, like I changed the border size from 2x to 1x. And that's how it looks. But the funny thing is, on stream, because I'm downscaling to 720, the little segments kind of run together into big segments. Because otherwise it would just look like a solid line. But somehow, someway, math has determined that it gets split up. Do I keep or crop out the artist's name? Oh, how did I used to have that in the corner? I think I used to have it cropped out just to make Shy Guy bigger in the space. A lot of times I forget that little signature is even there. Till it comes time to start messing with the image again. Right, now, so the other thing is I don't have... There was an image that I was using for my chat border that was like this textured... kind of thing. I mean, I don't remember if it was fabric or if it was whatever it was. It was just like these kind of rounded lines, not really any kind of real rhyme or reason to it. There was a flow, but then I'd crop the hell out of it and turn it orange. But I don't know if... Oh, God. Hello. That's probably playing hell with the source in here. Yeah, because if I change the size of the chat window, then it messes with the chat capture. So I just need to recapture it. Okay. That hasn't changed. I clicked on VLC Media Player. Alright, so we can move him over here. So I have a couple pictures, well, mostly just one picture that I was thinking about using for a border on stuff. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. What the hell, Pontificator? What happened to always on top? Cheeky son of a bitch. Alright. So pull this up here. Let's get... This is called chat border. Everyone always on top. Yep. Alright. So that is a picture I'm thinking about using as a border. Needs to be above the background, though. Oh, Spazer Crab will be back. I've already done everything I needed to do to get Spazer Crab up and running once in my life, so I know how to do it. And once again, I believe a lot of that is thanks to you, RealWorks, so... there we go. See, I could live with that. Man, what happened to always on top? Filters. Let's add some color correction. This is just going to be a hue shift. Hue, shift. Oh. We need to bump up the saturation. I said bump up the saturation. Oh god, maybe not. Oh, I can always add contrast. I'm looking for orange, but not yellow. Ew. Whoa, that gets really weird when I turn up the contrast. Back off on the saturation a little bit. Maybe make it black and white. Can't go too far with it. It starts losing itself. Yeah, like it starts just burning up. Oh, thank God, I can select two sources at the same time. I don't know. I mean, I liked having the orange as a contrast. Put chat over there now. What happens if I just Google orange texture? Ooh, melty. This Vecteezy one, it's just like diagonal lines, is nice. Oh, I could just always have... I could just go to crayon.com. Have an AI make me a chat background, or a chat border. Ooh, what is this? Low poly, grunge-free texture. It's nice, but it's a little dark. Ooh, but it links to something. And that links to something. That that one's kind of cool, but I haven't zoomed out as much as I usually do for the chat back, or the, hold on. That's not the exact same picture as what I used to have, because it's not green. But that's really close. It's got like the it's like swirly, like diagonal figure eights that I seem to remember. Does that mean I can just Google, like, green texture? And possibly I can find what I'm looking for? Dude, a lot of these pictures, when you just Google green texture, this is just a really nice selection of images to scroll through. I should have opened up that website instead of just saving the image and running away laughing. Green texture background. Because the thing is, it wasn't like a 1080p background or wallpaper. It might have been like an early smartphone wallpaper. It was kind of sized like that. $550 plus green texture pictures. Load more. Nope. Okay. Didn't necessarily find what I was looking for, but I'll open this back up. And OBS tells me that I'm streaming at 60 FPS, so that's good. Also says that I haven't dropped any frames. And I don't have Specky open currently to monitor my temperatures. I could open that real quick. Oh yeah, no, we're hot. We are in fact running pretty hot, but I've got the side panel open and my ceiling fan is on. The airflow in that part of the room is pretty good. But still, I want to check and see if everything in there is as snugly positioned as it could be. And honestly, I really want to stress test this thing to see if I've actually done anything. Well, I've at least noticed that it helps it cool down faster. Because, like, that was one problem I was having. Mostly I wanted to open it up to see if all of the fans were actually spinning. And I still have a whole bunch of dust and shit in there that I need to get out, but I don't have a can of compressed air. But it has made a little bit of a difference in how quickly it cools back down. Just because I'd be sitting there with nothing open, and the temperature would not be going down, so maybe something was still running in the background, but see, I need to just put my drink on top of the tower. Except for the fact that the top of my tower is loaded with holes that are designed to help with air circulation. So that's kind of why I'm thinking that there's still something that's possibly not right. Because I do not remember my computer running so freaking hot. At least according to Specky. When I put my hand in there, at a safe place where I'm not touching anything, but I can still kind of feel some airflow, nothing's really that hot. So I don't know. We'll see. That's another part of the thing I was saying with let's hope nothing blows up. Because I want to see if I want to see if the house of cards that I've constructed here that I call my computer is actually going to be able to withstand me using it like it's a functioning computer. Alright. Alright, so let's straighten this up. So the PC was what went down. This is why I hadn't been streaming, and a large part of the time I was only able to use Discord through my phone. So yeah, the PC went down. Had to take it into the shop. Thankfully, there's a shop. And they had it for close to a week. And they tell me that one of my hard drives is dead, and that my graphics card is dead. And that's not fun news to hear, because I've lost a lot of hard drives. It's been at least one internal disk drive, one external disk drive, and then a solid state drive. I don't know what I've been doing. I don't think I'm using these things in ways that they're not intended to be used. But yeah, so that was... I don't even remember how much it was to get those two parts replaced. It's like 400 some odd dollars, maybe? 400, 500, somewhere in there. Oh, and at the same time, I had to get new brakes put on my car, which was, again, just about $500. So, this is why I've been kind of unwilling to to pay for shit. It's like, because I know I can get back up and running without paying for shit. Yeah, brakes are very important, and I was getting dangerously low on at least one of the wheels. There she is. Hi, Sheila. Thanks. So yeah, big chunk of money for computer parts, big chunk of money for car parts. Thankfully, my dad was able to help me with the car parts, but still had to shell out a good chunk of money for that. And then had to wait forever and a day for the parts to show up. So in the meantime, what I decided to do was to take the Nintendo Wii that my dad had. He had bought one for himself one of the last times he was in town. And then the time after that was when all this was going on. So he decides to give the Wii to me because it's not working for him. Yeah, I don't know. So I get the other Wii from my dad, and he tells me he couldn't get it to work. So I take a look at it, and sure enough, it's got an SD card in it, and it's got homebrew shit already on it. So I'm just like, cool, let's see what we can do with this. And it's a whole bunch of different homebrew apps. I couldn't really figure out why I couldn't get the MAME emulator to work. It wanted me to change some kind of system file. Not computer system, but like some kind of .ini file or something, and I just never got around to it. Because MAME works on my original Wii, and a whole bunch of games work on it, so that's good. But so that kept me occupied and entertained for a little while. Just having access to DVD players and more soft modded Wiis that I could play some of my other burned CDs on. Or at least go through a very complicated process involving SD card adapters and my other barely functioning computers. brings me to that. My original Toshiba netbook fucking sucks. It is my least favorite functional piece of electronics that I own. I swear to God, it's like operated on a fucking hand crank. You try to do anything on that netbook, unless you're circling around on the fucking trackpad to keep the mouse moving, it just fucking sits there and locks up when you're trying to do anything. I tried to right-click on something on my desktop, and I crashed Windows Explorer. And yeah, that's why I was so aggravated and felt so defeated for like that first whole month of this experience. Because that was my only option, was to deal with the frustration of this barely functioning piece of technology. I still have my phone. I still have my iPhone. But I was trying to use that to, you know, listen to music, watch streams, since that was the only thing I had that was really capable of doing that. Then, one day, I remembered that I have an old laptop that I got from my brother. And I think that laptop was what I started streaming on. Fucking eons ago, so it was still functioning. And the reason I had to stop using that years ago was because the display just stopped working. It just fucking cut out on me. So I had to get some cables for it to hook it up to some big-ass TV. And now, for whatever reason, those cables don't seem to work, but the monitor does again. So that's big-time question marks. And that thing works. That thing definitely works. That was the thing that really helped out the most, as far as stuff on my end, because that has a DVD burner. Well, CD, drive, DVD burner. And that was what I needed. Because I didn't have the USB controller or driver or whatever it is. I think it's actually called the USB controller, and I'm not talking about my gamepad. But I didn't have that yet. And so it was weird, like, USB drives wouldn't work, but my USB dongle for my keyboard and mouse would. So I've got a little stack of CDs that all have just like 2 or 3 tiny ass little, like 2 megabytes of space used up on an entire CD. And I've got a bunch of them. Yeah, sometimes you need a computer to fix another computer. This is true. And I have an even older compact that I think has got to be close to 30 years old. Maybe not that old, maybe only like 20. But still, it's an old fucking computer, and the big ass monitor, the like CRT monitor for it doesn't work anymore. disk drive setup to transfer files over. See, I was hopeful for a little bit that I'd just be able to get CDs to read on the netbook because I have an external CD-ROM drive. But that apparently bit the dust at some point. Let's see here. I'll make this a bit bigger. I need to make the border bigger. Over there. Do I need to... I actually don't think I need to recapture chat. Oh, that's good. Alright, so then let's just grab that, pull that down. The thing that bugs me is I can't grab this boundary box by any point on the line. It has to be by one of these little circular points that they show me. Come on. Oh, there's no half step between? There we go. Yeah. Unfortunately, my new computer, new, quote-unquote, current computer, that just has a CD-ROM drive and a whole bunch of SD ports. SD? USB. I wanted a thing on the front that was just a whole bunch of SD card ports. But something like that is very custom. And I never got around to doing that. So let's see, what else happened on this journey? I started getting back into listening to metal that I haven't heard before. Not necessarily new stuff, just stuff that's new to me. And turns out I am apparently a big fan of a lot of thrash and heavy metal that came out of the early to mid 1990s. Like, so there's this YouTube channel called Death Metal Supply, and I've been listening to a lot of the stuff that he's got on that channel. And a lot of the stuff has been from, like, 1990, 1993, 1995. It's like, wow, didn't even know that this stuff existed back then. Come to find out, it's some of the best stuff I've listened to in a while. And I realized in that process that I made a critical mistake when I was initially finding out about bands when I was in high school. There are two bands in particular that I should have gotten into a lot sooner than I did because I knew about them. And that would be Napalm Death and 6 Feet Under. Holy crap. I've been listening to Diatribes by Napalm Death and Warpath by 6 Feet Under. Oh my god. It's the kind of music that just makes me feel better. Because yes, it is like, it's really heavy, and it is like really abrasive, but it gets into a groove at some point. There's a tempo there that you can actually like headbang to that's nice. It's not like all that crazy speed metal shit where it's just all you hear is the fucking dude smacking his snare drum and tinking one of his cymbals as fast as he possibly can. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of good drummers, but I like to be able to hear the other instruments as well in the song. And if the fucking guitar player is playing so fast and so intricately that it all just sounds like mud, then what's the point? But if you give me something that breaks down into a decent groove that you can like bob back and forth to, that's what I like. A good example of that would be oh, I'm gonna get this wrong unless I look it up. 'Cause I've through the Death Metal Supply channel and the Suffocator channel on YouTube, who's a guitar player, I have found out about a lot of bands that I didn't previously know of. But a lot of the bands have very similar names. Here we go. A good example of the kind of metal that has a groove to it that I'm talking about would be Black Star by the band Carcass. So yeah, there was a band called Carcass, a band called Cancer, and a band called Coroner that I kind of found out about all at the same time. And it got a little confusing. Since so many bands that start with C. And in all of my looking around for cords to get computers plugged back in, or looking for CDs or DVDs or other games, I ended up finding more than half, over half, however you want to say it, of my PS1 collection. So at the very beginning of this, I was at least able to sit down and play some Kingsfield 2. And it was really nice because one of my favorite streamers, Jorf, started up a playthrough of the Kingsfield games with his buddy Andy, like right at that time. So I got to watch someone else play it, and I got to realize, holy shit, Kingsfield 2 is an amazing game. It's gonna be hard as hell, but I'm hopefully actually gonna be able to beat it, because I kind of know. I know more about that game than I used to. I'll just say that. I found all my cords and cables for my PS3, and I found my controller for my PS3. So, one of these days, I can finally get around to playing through 3D.Game Heroes, which is the entire reason I have a PS3. I have a whole bunch of other games to kind of justify it. Is that the Doom streamer? No. If we're talking about Jorf or Andy. Actually, I think Andy might stream Doom every once in a while with a group of friends, but I don't know either of them as the Doom streamer. That would be either that channel that just runs old replays of Doom, or King Dime. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there with the one-syllable names. Let's see. I discovered that... I guess I didn't really discover, but I found out for myself that Tecmo Super Bowl, or Super Tecmo Super Bowl? The Tecmo Bowl on the Super Nintendo, so yeah, Tecmo Super Bowl. Like, all three versions of that have a season mode where you can have the computer play against itself. So add even more games to my list of games that can play themselves. And it just streams custom Doom maps. Yeah, there's a number of people that do that. Good content, not gonna lie. I love that replay channel. Let's see, in doing a lot of the searching for cords and cables and whatnot, I was able to find my old handheld camera that works with miniature cassette tapes. Unfortunately, all of my batteries are dead. I've tried charging them for an entire day, and they do not hold a charge anymore, so that's unfortunate. It still, like, mechanically works and everything. It's just, unless I have it plugged in, and even if I have it plugged in, sometimes it just turns off. So I managed to find a whole bunch of CDs, a whole bunch of music CDs, including the first 4 Metallica albums. I think Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning are in special, like, paper booklets, like cardboard, tagboard booklets, where like Master of Puppets and Justice are in jewel cases, but it's nice to have them. Other than that, there's been work, and there's been days and groups of days when various parts of the body just hurt for seemingly no reason because I slept like an idiot. I'm just getting off of, like, 3 days in a row where my lower back was just fucked. Like, the first day when I was at work and my lower back was feeling so screwed up, there were a couple of steps that I took throughout the course of that day that just did not feel good on my back. Of course, I try to be careful with my knees because I know how barely held together my fucking knees are. Just because I've had some manner of arthritis in my knees since I was in like 6th grade. Oh, there was one interesting thing that happened back when all of this bullshit with my computer first started. I was trying to look up where I could get a physical copy of an indie slasher movie called Terrifier. I mentioned this on Discord ages ago. But in the process of Googling Terrifier and where I could find a copy of it, I saw the website for one of my local movie theaters. It's a part of a big chain. It's a Regal Cinemas theater. But I saw that Terrifier was going to be showing in theaters. And I said, wait a minute, what the fuck? This is a fucking indie slasher flick from 2016. Why in the fuck is this making the rounds just now? No clue. Don't care. Told my dad when he was gonna be in town. I was like, yeah, we're going to see this. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be gory as fuck, but it's gonna be entertaining. And it was both. The goriest part was the killers got a girl chained upside down and saws her in half. Great visual effects on that movie, and by visual effects I mean like prop work. I don't know how much CGI they used in that movie. Probably a whole bunch to like colorize it. But that was an absolute treat, because I had no idea why it was running in this year, why it was running in 2023, and why it was running in my town. But I looked it up, and apparently there was like maybe 800 theaters nationwide that were going to be showing Terrifier, and I just happened to find out about it at the right time. Unfortunately, the crowd wasn't very big. It was like 6 or 7 other people besides my dad and myself. Yeah, super spooky, superhuman clown. And he is just... he's so unsettling. And then when he starts getting to work, it's just, oh my god. This is classic slasher movies distilled down and poured into a shot glass. It has a bloody thumbprint on the outside of it. The bit that actually got me in the movie, that like made me kind of jump or recoil a little bit in my seat, was one of the very first like gore spots of the movie, where this guy in a pizza parlor is reaching for a phone, and the clown just like with a butcher's knife or something just chops his fingers off. I just saw that and went, oof! Good stuff. I know that my dad and I went to the local used game and movie store. I ended up coming back with more stuff, but none of it is within arm's reach. It was stuff like the Towering Inferno, the Street Fighter movie, the Man with the Golden Gun. I don't think that was when I got that Captain America made-for-TV movie that's on a Thai DVD for some strange reason. Alright, let's get him moved back over here. Yeah, I think a lot of the rest of my time has just been spent bouncing around on like driveridentifier.com and trying to get that kind of figured out, because I had to get blank CDs in order to get data from my laptop onto the rebooted PC. But once I did that and I was able to see a lot of what I needed, then I could start specifically going after some of that stuff. But it was really when Firebat linked that Google Doc that it really fit into place. It's like, yeah, something in that worked and got me back online. And yeah, doing another check on Specky, I'm still running unfortunately hot, so I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. Yeah, just trying to look for individual things, even on a website that says, here are all the things you need. Going through them one at a time still sucks. And when you have to install a bunch of stuff and then reset your computer and then install a bunch of stuff and reset your computer. Computer started getting a little hot. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep going on stream. I mostly just wanted a chance to play around with this version of OBS, see if I could stream for a chunk of time and not have my computer explode. And I don't know, maybe Specky's not right, but I'm not gonna push the envelope to its absolute limit here. Yeah, I definitely need to get some canned air, clean out the tower the rest of the way. Oh yeah, no, I know it's not a long-term solution. I was mostly finding that because I had my doors in my apartment opened up so that I was getting a significant amount of airflow, and my air conditioning was on and it was, you know, cool in the entire apartment. I wanted it to work. Who knows if it did? Probably didn't. All right. Let's see if I can do this without my headset falling off. Oh, there go my knees. Alright. Pop squat down on the floor next to it. These little shits that I have to line up. Okay, there it is. Jostle, clunk. Need to make sure all these stupid little tabs are in. The ones on the bottom are nowhere fucking close. Alright, that's that. Where the hell's my screwdriver? It is literally on my lap. Find where the hole is. It's always one of the hardest things that someone can do. Let's try to find the hole. Yeah, I was actually having some weird slowdown issues when I was playing Terraria recently. And Terraria is not ever a game that I've really had issues with. But I have been playing games for significant chunks of time, that being an hour or more, and, you know, haven't gotten any errors or threats of explosion from my computer. It did close out of Skyrim on me. And I am noticing a whole lot more screen tearing on some of my games than I used to see. Especially the fancy looking shit like Skyrim or using OpenMW to run Morrowind. It's just like a consistent line of screen tearing. It's like, wow, I've not seen that. So I don't know, because I've got up-to-date video drivers. According to Windows Update. We'll see. I probably don't. The one thing... I haven't... Maybe there's like some kind of Visual C++ thing that'll get downloaded from some other game that'll just magically fix everything, but... Yikes, Sheila. But yeah, so I've got... I kinda have a decision to make as to whether or not I want to keep messing around with trying to activate my version of Windows 7. Because the downside isn't... There's not really a downside, actually. So I'm gonna have a watermark on my background. Big deal. They've already stopped updating Windows 7 years ago, so... I don't know if that just means I'm gonna need to beef up my own shit, or like my own antivirus software or whatever, but I'll also just start using Firefox again, which I'm probably going to do. Yeah, I figured. I'd like to think that I'm low enough profile, but I know I'm not. No one is low enough profile to avoid getting hacked. I just need to wait for... a good deal to come up, like at my work, on a gaming PC. Because they've got one there that's on clearance, and it's pretty fucking cheap, but... I need to make sure that I'm able to pay my internet bill this month. I'd also like to be able to pay rent, so that I can continue living in this apartment that I enjoy living in. And I still need to... I still need to get new tires for my car at some point. Hoping I could figure out a way to... Well, not that I could figure out a way, but just that I can talk to my dad about saying, hey, let's take this Christmas money and let's go spend it on a set of new tires for me. Oh yeah, the brakes are fine now. It's just my tires are at a point where I don't really think I'd be doing myself any favors by doing any highway driving. Ooh, that's not good. I feel my cord on my microphone headset doing funny things. Looks like it still works, so don't have to worry about that for a little while. And these headsets that I've been using for years, these Sades headsets, are like 30 or 40 bucks. I probably would have thought about getting new tires when I got my new brakes, but the place that I took my car to was having one of their tire machines worked on, so they couldn't do tire work for anyone that day. Sucked for them, I'm sure. Oh yeah, so there's kind of a funny moment of outrageous nervousness, one of many, that came up from this whole PC situation. When I initially got my new hard drive and graphics card, I have a, what are those things called? I don't know. It's a drive holder. One of those plastic things that holds the solid state drives because they're not big enough to fit into that slot naturally in older PCs. Because they're built for disk drives. So I took out one of the disk drives and I put in the new one. And at first I thought I took out the dead hard drive. And then I was really, really nervous that none of my data was there and that it wasn't even being recognized. But sure enough, I took out my still functioning hard drive, which is good. And that didn't go through any of the reformatting or whatever. The thing I should have done is before I started up Windows with it connected, I should have gone into the BIOS setup. I think that's where you do this. And make sure that the letter for the drive is set to what I used to have it to. Because all of my shortcuts are dead. I used to have it designated as the Z drive. But then when I plugged it back in, my current setup, it just auto-recognized as the E drive. So that's been fun, figuring out what I need to mess around with. Speaking of things I need to mess around with, I don't think I even have a version of SNES 9X on my computer right now. Need to do something about that. Oh wait, maybe I do. Let's check. Oh, nope, there it is. Oh my god, I completely forgot that there was a Biker Mice from Mars Super Nintendo game. The reason I forgot that it was a thing is because it's a Super Nintendo racing game that's not Mode 7. It's like Mario Kart. There was that Power Rangers Battle Racers game that was Mode 7. And I think there was only one Flintstones game on Super Nintendo. Maybe there was more. I think it was the Treasure of Sierra Madrock that had Mode 7 racing in it. But like everything else, like Rock and Roll Racing or Super Off-Road, just the controls did not make sense to me. Those are all good car parts. I like the concept of rock and roll racing. It's a racing game made by Blizzard. Maybe I'm just infuriatingly bad at the controls, but these things happen. Oh yeah, I need one of my Super Metroid ROMs. There. Oh yeah, and I've got all 15 gigs of Fireball XL5 back in my grubby little paws. I wonder if I should just upload this playthrough, quote-unquote, play around. Not necessarily a playthrough, play around with Final Fantasy XIV. Apparently back in February of 2020. I didn't do anything, and the stuff that I did do ended up being bad. So it'd be like when I uploaded my mess around with Fallout 76. Just ran around for an hour picking flowers. It's like how everyone plays a Fallout game, right? Yeah, I was never very good with, like, I guess isometric racing games. Because the racing games that I like are still third person, but they're pulled back a little bit so you can see the driver. But yeah, I've always been a bigger fan of the driving and racing games where you're seeing stuff head on. instead of seeing it from some strange angle. Which is unfortunate in the case of the Biker Mice from Mars Super Nintendo game, because it's Konami, and it has surprisingly good music. It's surprisingly good for some of the tracks. A lot of the tracks feel like they all kind of, like, they start in their own unique ways, but then, like, they end up in the same song as a bunch of the other tracks. It's kind of weird, but it's not the worst SNES soundtrack I've ever heard, so it's got something going for it. That's not where I have my Super Metroid ROMs. This also isn't where I have them. No, don't do that, you big dummy. Oh no, I don't have all those extra folders in this one. That's right. Have them on like 3 different SD cards. Alright, so now let's jump back up to SNES 9X folder. Drop that in there. Once again, we're hoping for things to not blow up. Alright, so go ahead and mute that sound. Let's get... Oh, piss off. Get a 4x window size. Okay. Where's Shy Guy? I have to make you a little bit smaller, buddy. Oh, it's gonna have to be a little bit smaller than that. Move you. That's good for right now. Alright, let's get another window capture. Call this one game. That's not it. Don't capture the cursor. It's another thing where I have to have it always on top. Settings? That's sound settings. Multi-adapter compatibility? I don't know what that means. But if I have it always on top, then I can't mess around with stuff. Either way, it needs to be like there, and I think it needs to be a little bit smaller. Maybe I lied about the smaller part. Either way, where's my controller? Oh, for fuck's sake, that's right. Damn it. Get me into the game enough where I have reference points on the screen. Oh shit, what's my fast forward button? Oh fuck, I don't have one. Help. I can't fast forward my Metroid. Alright, well let's do that. So that's something I'm noticing with this version of OBS, is you can lock stuff into place. Oh my god, that's so good. I'm just... not sure I understand. Why I'm not able to just capture the window. Whatever. This is not about getting back to exactly where I was before all this nonsense. This is about trying to get back to some degree of functionality. Let's add an image. We can add another chat border. Name it to game border. Just do like that. Yeah, that right side. Why am I always off on this shit by just like a pixel from what I want? Well, at least that was easy. It's still too big. To say I had stuff. Whoops. That changed the size of the one thing and not both the things. I'd say it was something more like that. Even that seems a little... You know what it is? It's too boxy. It's not like horizontally as stretched as I think my stuff was previously. Because like I had room for that scrolling title at the top, the SRL logo under the stream, and my username. Oh, if I was trying to do a direct comparison, yes, I would do that. The other thing is, this is from an emulator capture. And I definitely remember my emulator window settings being different than my capture card. One of these days, that Y is just not going to show up. Okay. Give me my phone. So I can see if I need to actually do any kind of cropping on this window. I do not. Well, that's good to know. And another thing that I found while I was looking for cords and cables and CDs and all other sorts of nonsense, I found my USB adapter for the Wii Classic Pro controller. Basically any of like the Wii remote plug-in controllers, I have a USB adapter for that. So I could even use the controller that I'm comfortable using. If I decided to go ahead and start streaming again. I'm still kind of nervous about the overheating issue, but at the same time, I've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes, and I haven't really noticed anything out of the ordinary. And if I'm being honest, the only time I ever really noticed the computer doing wonky shit back before it decided to just all blow up in my face. It was when I was doing local recordings of stuff. Like, I'd have a game running, and I'd be doing a local recording of it. and then just like all of a sudden the computer would like lock up and then take me to a fucking blue screen of death. And we saw a couple spots where the stream stuttered. Nice. Because I'm looking down and I'm seeing that I have 0 dropped frames. So that just tells me Twitch is being Twitch. I just wanted to get somewhere in this game where like the bottom part of the screen was going to be filled in with some kind of colors. So that I'd be able to tell if I needed to crop this particular image. Oop. That's just, it's so weird that I can't just have I can't just have the emulator still visible when I click on OBS. Fuck, that's right. There's a rewind compatibility or functionality. Rewind in SNES 9X. Forgot about that. So I don't think having my window capture kind of blank out on me like that, I don't really think that's that big of an issue. Oh, I do. It is definitely a window capture. You can see what I'm dealing with here. Window match priority, capture cursor, and multi-adapter compatibility. This is an old version of OBS. I can't go too far into the future. Because the version of OBS that I had is even older than this one. Because this has got like this gray kind of look to it. The one I had was white and did not have a dark mode option. The other thing I could do is I could open this up to like full screen or something. Where? What the fuck? Where's the option to have the emulator always on top? Display configuration? There's a reduce input lag option. Dude, there's nothing here that says anything about keeping the emulator on top. I mean, enable background input? Yeah, that's not what I want. Huh. So, I mean, that's also not really that big of a deal. Because I can just play the fucking game. Right, so my issue now is just down to the connectivity issues I've been having with my easy cap, and that might be easily solvable by getting a longer USB extension cord, or by moving my computer possibly a foot to the left. It is sitting on a piece of wire shelving, so it's not directly on the ground. But that space is also where I've got my power strip. So there's probably just some moving around of shit that needs to happen. If I wasn't already using the other parts of that wire shelf. The only thing that's really close enough to my computer that could be an issue is the same thing that's been next to my computer for the past number of years, which is my router. I will still move that. Because as I'm moving it and touching it, I am noticing that it is warm. But yeah, it's also on the it's on the side of the PC that doesn't open, but it's also on the side of the PC where one of the things that is overheating more frequently than others is positioned, so. So the deal with this version of OBS and its, I don't know, inability to deal with layered windows? Like, that's really the thing. It's not dealing with the layered windows that well. I'm not exactly sure where in the options I can mess with that. The order of sources impact what's on top. Let's find out. How can I find out? Oh, that... Change the name for both of those sources. I'm only just now seeing that. Yeah. God damn it. just rename it to border. It's still gonna piss me off, but whatever. Well, I mean, I can change the order with the buttons here. It's just my issue is with the layered windows. So yeah, like if I turn the always on top off on Fontificator, it also does the same thing. I really don't think that OBS is actually capturing the window. I think it's just capturing that part of the screen. It's like doing a small screen cap instead of a specific window capture. Which, I mean... because I've got display capture right here. Boom. There's my whole display. I can even do this to make stuff swirl around. But that's not what I want. I don't want a monitor capture. So I've actually got to have these open. And I have these windows at a pretty big size. Almost better. Actually, yeah, let's see. What happens if I actually have this shit minimized? Is it just gonna, like, stop, or is it actually going to show my background? Nope, it looks like it just froze. I mean, it looks like OBS is still running. Oh, it actually did show my... it did show my background for a second there. So the only thing I'm thinking is, if I have OBS capturing off of my EasyCap, I obviously don't need to have the emulator open, and I'd be able to have MIRC opened up. I'm thinking of Race Night. Like, this works. I can go into detail with adding stuff later. I just destroyed chat. Hold on. Get rid of that. So let's go ahead and blank that out. We'll add in a new window capture. Do not capture cursor. Window title must match. Match title, otherwise find window of same executable. Match title, otherwise find window of same type. This is so weird. Oh, you can see forever. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and remove that. Can I add it as a game capture? Make source visible. Alright, so let's actually just remove that. I do want to try again with the game capture. Capture any full screen application. Capture specific window. Here we go. Don't capture my cursor. Where'd that just go? It's blanked out. Okay. I think that's the answer. Is to do it as a game capture instead of a window capture. Which is weird. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I need to... well, I need to just get rid of chat. See you later, chat. Game capture 2. I think I clicked make source visible off. I wonder if that had something to do with it. Hello? Where is he? What's all this white bullshit around him? Oh, allow transparency. Oh, except it's still got that bullshit around it. Okay, let's try him again. Game capture. Capture specific window. Pontificator chat. Let's see if I can get rid of that. Oh, would be filters. Actually, no, it wouldn't. No, I think I just need to try to crop that. Now, can I control this with my keyboard? Yes. Except it's moving. Shit, didn't want it to move. To give it the old shrinky dank. Whee! That's not the right window capture. There we go. Okay. This is starting to look like a stream again. Right, so can I just get everything locked into place so no matter how much I click around on the screen here, I can't accidentally drag shit around. Well, alright. Clunk. It is starting to get pretty late. I think it has been a while since I've eaten anything. Should probably do something about that. But I still need to do some fine-tuning. I still need to... yeah, find a couple more gifts. Oh, fuck. There's no chance I'm gonna find that same set of Christmas lights. Yeah, I do still need to get IRC. I already have the AnkBot client. I just don't think I've installed it yet. The Metroid gift should be super easy to find. And as long as I Google, like, Samus Jackson, that picture should show up. And I think I've got it way the hell back in Discord. Because I remember, I thought it was Firebat that posted, like, the 2 different resolutions of Dancing Samus. I probably need to redo the widget for Rainwave. I need to redo a bunch of window sizes and all of that. I can fine-tune all of this bullshit off-stream. But I really was curious about stress testing my setup and seeing if I can do this again. Or if it's just going to explode in my face. And it hasn't yet, so we seem to be pretty good. Oh, I know what I need on here. I need another image. We need Poppy Bros. And he needs to be big. And he needs to be, like, there? Yeah, there. So I could potentially just turn all that other shit off. But see, this is why I would have a separate scene for my thanks for watching screen. I like that I could just add a color source. Alright, let's find my font. Oh, for fuck's sake, I need to go get that font. It's the Conthrax font that I used on my stream. It's a nice wide font. I'm not using Comic Sans. I don't feel like making people that angry. And Dallas? That one's kind of nice. Shame it's just kind of an Angular times New Roman. Dude, do I just not have any good fonts? Yo, fixed sis. we go. Could always go with impact, but I don't wanna. Oh my god, I need to go searching for fonts. That is not the feeling I want to have right now. Knowing that at some point in my life, over the next week, I'm going to have to spend at least an hour browsing through font websites. Yeah, the third place meme should be pretty easy to find. The Rainwave widget. Like, there's a whole website that you go to set it up. It's tedious. That's been the problem with a lot of the crap I've been doing recently. This is just tedious. That Discord pop-up was fucking gigantic. What the hell? Like, it was so much bigger than the thing that just popped up. Oh boy. Like, I understand that none of my fonts, like, my video game fonts, I understand that that shit's not here. But Conthrax, I thought, was a part of the default font package. I guess I was wrong. Oh my god. Fuck, I've got no good fonts. Alright. Let's see. Conthrax font. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Dafont.com. 1001freefonts.com. Let's just do that. What if I don't want cookies from your website, you motherfucker? Right, so that's going to go in downloads. Show that in folder. Let's see if it'll just let me do this. And just drag it and drop it. Right? Yeah, that didn't work. Font settings? Allow fonts to be installed using a shortcut? What? Get out of here, Windows help and support. You have been 0 help and 0 support through any of this. Okay. Can I just like drop it onto the folder? No. Do I have to right click and okay. Huh. Thought all you had to do to install a new font was just drag it into the folder. Well, I mean, this is just a, it's a EULA that's in a PDF. My basic license is for 1 to 5 workstations. Nice. EULA is nothing. To read this just takes me to get the font out of the zip, right click on the font, and install. Okay, I missed that line. Getting to be that time of night. Should probably also close out of that. Oh boy. It's like it's trying to open up a thumbnail preview of whatever you're linking in Discord, and it's just not happy about it, so it's showing me like a big white rectangle above the typical pop-up. It is weird because I remember on my old setup just dragging and dropping stuff, but that's not important. Copy that to my downloads folder. Hey, there's an install button on the right click menu now. It's not there when I'm just in the zip folder. Alright, so that should have done it. So now we just add text, add existing, that, yeah. Oh, I didn't need to add a new one. Properties, select font. Oh, I might need to reset OBS for it to show up here. Whatever. Thankful. Thanks for watching. Then got a smiley face. And make it very big. So I'm gonna have to come back after a reset of OBS. No, I can't give it a border. Vertical? That's neat. I'm sure I can find some kind of use for vertical text. Can I do a custom font size, please? Yes, I can. Thank God. Usually do 100 as a font size, and then just shrink it. Yeah, space is too big. Zoop. Just move it a couple pixels just so that the T isn't resting on the very side of the capture there. All right. I'd say it's fairly easy to tell what part of the stream I'm at right now. So, once again, a big thank you to Insane Firebat, and a big thank you to Real Work for helping me get my computer put back together again. Figuratively. I'm the one that had to actually balance the cards against each other and make sure they don't fall over. But they offered a lot more than just moral support. So I'm gonna mess around with OBS a bit more off stream over the next couple of days. But after a 2.5-hour stress test involving live streaming to the internet, the computer is still in one piece. It's not actively on fire. And it's not currently telling me how much it hates its own existence. These are small victories, but victories nonetheless. But for this moment right here, that is going to wrap things up for me tonight. I technically have work in the morning, so I should probably think about going to bed. But I want to eat something first. So, miles to go before I sleep, as it were. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I will definitely catch you next time. See ya! Have a good night.